Göransson Arena för finalen 2016 års upplaga av World Cup. Västerås Sport mot Villa Lidkoping bandyklubb. Laguppställning Västerås, Team Roster Västerås. Number 2 Stefan Edberg. Number 4 Anders Brun. Number 5 Magnus Joneby. Number 6 Simon Jansson. Number 7 Jakob Busch. Number 8 Tobias Holmberg. Number 9 Jonas Nilsson. Number 13 Andreas Bergman. Number 15 Oskar Grön. Number 16 Rasmus Sjöström. Number 23 Jesper Norman. Number 27 Mikael Olsson. Number 30 Filip Mörkdal. Number 43 Simon Folkesson. Number 81 Max Mårtensson. Number 83 Emil Julén and number 90 Janne Rintala. Och så har vi laguppställning Villa Lidköping, Team Roster, Villa Lidköping. Number 6 Martin Karlsson. Number 7 Joel Broberg. Number 8 Ludvig Johansson. Number 10 David Karlsson. 12 Tim Persson. 14 William Arvidsson. 19 Kristoffer Norin. 21 Axel Ekholm. 22 Martin Andreasson. 24 Martin Johansson. 65 Christian Elvegrad. 75 Jesper Eriksson. 79 Jon Karlsson. 83 Daniel Andersson. 88 Jesper Timfors. 91 Johan Esplund and 92 Petter Björling. Head referees Nikita Yuklamsky and Petri Kosela. Assistant referees Jonas Jonsson and Tom Miranen. Supervisor Ulle Modin.
Hello everybody and welcome to the World Cup Final 2016 in Sandviken, Sweden. We are inside Göransson Arena and the two teams that have traveled all the way here and now have been qualified to play the final is Villa Lidköping and Västerås. Two Swedish teams in this final after only one Russian team managed to qualify to the semi-finals.
Så har vi en uppvaktning nere mellan spelarlåsen. Det är SAIKs-ordförande Magnus Holsson.
We will go through the lineups for both teams. We'll start with the white jersey with the green stripe team Västerås. In goal they will put number 13 Andreas Bergvall. Then they will play number 2 Stefan Edberg, number 4 Anders Brun, number 5 the captain Magnus Joneby, number 6 Simon Jansson, number 7 Jakob Buck, number 8 Tobias Holmberg, number 9 Jonas Nilsson, number 15 Oskar Grön, number 16 Rasmus Sjöström, number 23 Jesper Norman, number 27 Mikael Olsson, number 30 the backup goalie Filip Mörkdal, number 43 Simon Folkesson, number 81 Max Mortensson, number 83 Emil Julén, and the number 90 Janne Rintala. Villa Lidköping will play with number 6 Martin Karlsson, number 7 Joel Broberg, number 8 Ludvig Johansson, number 10 David Karlsson, number 12 Tim Persson, and number 14 William Arvidsson, number 19 Kristoffer Norin, number 21 Axel Ekholm, number 22 Martin Andreasson, number 24 Martin Johansson, number 65 Christian Elvegran, number 75 Jesper Eriksson, number 79 Jon Karlsson, number 83 Daniel Andersson, number 88 Jesper Timfors, 91 Johan Esplund, and 92 Petter Björling. These two teams have qualified to this final after playing a phenomenal bandy. That's what we are all here to see, and they have given that to us. Let's start with the route that Villa Lidköping took to reach this final. They won against Vetlanda in the quarterfinal last night with 5-1. And then they went on winning earlier this morning against СКА-Нефтяник from Russia with 6-3. Västerås also won their semi-final with 6-3. They beat the home team Sandviken. And before that, yesterday, they won against Hammarby with 4-3. Västerås, their way of playing, many believe that they, before the tournament even started, people expected Västerås to maybe even win this whole tournament, and now they're only one game away from that. They're the current champions in the Swedish league, and they have been playing a bandy which has been very entertaining. They really like to get into the opponent team's penalty area and pass their way through in there to eventually come to a situation where one of the players can just sweep the ball in the net. Villa Lidköping, the Swedish Cup champions, they became that earlier this preseason. They have this whole autumn, this whole fall, they've been showing a very stable way of playing. They're sticking to their plan and they're working the way towards their victories. They did it against Vetlanda and they did it against СКА-Нефтяник. This World Cup final now has started, and it has been a very good tournament so far, and it is the World Cup, so we will be playing even the final with a 2 times 30 minutes half. So we'll have 30 minutes in the first half and 30 minutes in the second half. That was a good example right there, by the way, of Västerås passing the ball into the penalty area and having a bunch of guys coming in with speed, trying to sweep the ball in the net. London now instead, but Västerås takes back the ball. Yes, so we will play 2 times 30-minute halves, and then in this final, though, instead of going straight to penalty shootout, which have been the standard so far in this tournament, in this final, if the game ends with a tie, there will be a sudden death 2 times 10 minutes. After that, it will be a penalty shootout. But so far in this tournament, no game has ended with a tie, with a draw. So it doesn't seem very likely that that will happen in this game. However, it is a final. Both teams have, has absolutely been the 2 best teams of the tournament. They both really deserve to be here. So if they're equally good, maybe we'll end up with a tied game. We are Lidkoping now, in front of Västerås' great goalkeeper, Andreas Bergvall. I think in the beginning of a game like this, both teams will try to figure each other out and feel each other and try to figure out what they need to do to advance on the ice. Personally, I wouldn't expect an explosion of goals right away now in the beginning, but you never know with bandy. It's a very fast scoring sport, and here Västerås has an opportunity, and of course, just because I said it, they scored, and it's been 3 minutes. And the supporters of Västerås who are gathered here in the stadium are cheering, they're applauding their team. They're dressed in their jerseys and their scarves, and they have some banners with them, some flags, and they're very content with taking the lead in this game. Also a lot of Villa Lidköping fans here. They are sitting all together. It looks like a couple of dozens of Villa Lidköping fans.
In the first minute, the SKA takes the lead 1-0. Goal scorer, number 8, Tobias Holmberg.
And Tobias Holmberg, who scored this goal, he's been Västerås' best player so far, according to me, in this playoffs. He scored in the quarterfinal, and he scored a couple goals in the semifinal, and he is the one, his engine. He's the one bringing the ball up many times, creating these tricky situations in the other team's goal area. Lidköping now is at open netter. Open netter, quick response. And this has happened in every single game Västerås has played in these playoffs. Against Hammarby in the quarterfinal, right when Västerås scored, Hammarby scored seconds after. It happened twice in that game. It happened once against Sandviken, and now it happens again in the final against Villa Lidköping. And David Karlsson, he gets an open netter. Obviously it's going to be a goal right when that happens, and he is not making any mistakes, and he is tying this game up 1-1 after 5 minutes. Västerås, it seems to be a pattern for Västerås to let goals in right away after they score, so I'm not saying it's going to happen more times tonight, but don't be surprised, because it seems to be a pattern now. It has happened 4 times in these past 2 days. The Villa Lidköping now coming very systematically with the ball. That pass almost reached Axel Jakon, centimeters away from him being all alone with Andreas Bergvall. Instead, Västerås now coming on to the side. Villa's goalkeeper didn't have any problems catching it though. Villa Lidköping with the ball. They have never won a World Cup tournament so far in their team's history. And this is great play here. A shot wide though, but that was a great technique by Johan Esplund. And we will see more of him tonight for sure, but he is going off substituting now. I'll be back in some minutes, I guess. Västerås inside with the ball, Villa side of the ice, and they will get the first corner of the game. Like I said, Villa Lidköping has never won the World Cup in bandy, who started in 1974, back then in Ljusdal. Västerås has won the tournament 6 times. Last time they won was 2 years ago, then it was against another blue Swedish team, Vänersborg. Comes a shot, and it's saved. The ball is already put in play. By the way, the goalkeeper in Villa Lidköping is Jon Karlsson. I don't think I was very clear about that before the game. Jon Karlsson in Villa Lidköping's goal, and Andreas Bergvall, maybe one of the best goalkeepers in the whole world ever, in Västerås' goal. Holmberg now again for Västerås. Caught by Jon Karlsson. Villa Lidköping playing around the ball. A shot from distance. It's wide. Andreas Bergvall seemed to have everything under control though. He was looking at the ball as it came towards him, and he chose not to touch it, so it didn't go to the corner. Västerås again coming through, breaking into Villa Lidköping's penalty area. And just as the player was about to flip the ball to one of his teammates, Villa Lidköping interfered and took the ball. Joel Broberg tried to find David Karlsson there, but didn't manage to. Nilsson in Västerås. Coming in from the side, once again Västerås sweeping it, bouncing around, and the ball ends up being all of a sudden on the other side of the ice. Västerås still has it in possession, looking for another corner, but they won't be able to do it right now. They keep the ball though in possession on the other side of the ice again. Looking for a corner, coming in from the side. Saved by Villa Lidköping's goalkeeper. Close call there for Villa Lidköping 2 times in a row. Västerås, or 2 times in the same attack, Västerås try to get in on their sides, producing either a corner or opportunity to score, but Villa Lidköping played it cool this time and saved the situation. Instead now Villa Lidköping are coming with a lot of people. 5, 6 guys are up there around Västerås' goal area, but after a foul, Villa Lidköping is rewarded with a Free stroke. Passing the ball all the way back home. Classic bandy restart, gathering some speed and trying to come up again with a lot of people. We'll see that. Villa Lidköping is like a drum, it just keeps drumming. It reminds me of how Edsbyn played bandy back 10-15 years ago when Edsbyn won the Swedish championship year after year, and they were having a very systematic way of playing. They did it the same thing over and over, and they just ate their opposites up. They ate their opponents up. Even if they were down by a couple goals in the beginning of the game, you knew that they're going to come back and they're going to use their way of playing to take control over the game and eventually win it. And that's what Villa Lidköping is doing right now, according to me. That's what they remind me of. Very structured, very thought through. It looked like that in the Swedish Cup, and it's been looking like that so far in this World Cup, and we'll see if it'll be how it will look later on in the Swedish league as well. Esplund in Villa Lidköping is back on the ice now. Getting the ball there, Esplund driving up with the ball, great technique, flipping it up. David Karlsson almost got control over that ball, which would have been a great opportunity for Villa Lidköping to take the lead, but it didn't happen that time. Close call though for Västerås. Free stroke for Villa Lidköping. Situation where a holding occurred. Played halfway through this first half now almost, and even though both the teams have scored, they are the game is still one of those careful ones where both teams are trying to figure each other out. That's usually what you see in a final in a lot of different sports, and you'll see it here in bandy too. The World Cup, even though it's still pre-season time, this is a very serious tournament, this weekend-long tournament that has been played now in Sandviken for 8 years in a row. The teams who are participating are the best in the world, and they really want to do good. They really want to win this, and in almost each playoff game I've seen players being frustrated, aggressive, and they are showing that they really care about what's going on. Now Västerås has a corner. A lot of good shooters. Ball's coming in. Shot right next to the goal. Hard one though. A hard hit by Andreas Brun. Villa Lidköping, Esplund. Playing around, turning around, going back home, starting all over. Esplund. If Holmberg is one of the directors in Västerås' team, then Esplund is the same in Villa Lidköping. A lot of balls are being played through him. When he gets the ball, you know that they're going to start attacking. I'm keeping my eyes on him right now. He's still hovering back on own ice. Now he gets the ball, and now he advances, and now an attack starts. And that's a pattern we're seeing, that when Esplund gets the ball, Villa Lidköping starts attacking. Esplund goes back on his own side of the ice again, circulating, waiting for the next opportunity. For you football fans out there, I'm talking about soccer, yes. You could almost compare Esplund in Villa Lidköping to Andrea Pirlo, the former AC Milan and Juventus player, who is also that, who in Italian they call him a regista. He's the one creating things. He's the director, and that's what I think that Esplund is doing, and he's doing it very well in this game so far. And now he returned to the bench instead, and Villa Lidköping will play a little bit different. Look at this, for example. That was a fast attack with a great speed by Axel Ekholm, but he got caught up. And Västerås will get the ball instead. A little bit more speed right now. Here it comes, inside penalty area, and it is a goal. This has happened so many times before. This is the way Västerås scores, and he also celebrates in a certain way there. This type of scoring keeps happening when it comes to Västerås. Coming in with speed on the sides, flipping the ball in, and sweeping it past the goalkeeper. So Västerås takes the lead in this game 2-1 after almost 19 minutes of game time.
In the 19th minute, VSK takes lead 2-1. Goal scorer number 81, Max Mortensson.
You heard the announcer there, Max Mortensson, the goal scorer. And Simon Folkesson was the one coming in with the ball and passing it to Mortensson, who then just... He didn't have an open netter, but the boundary goals are pretty big, and if you're alone with the goalkeeper, Holmberg now shooting. Great save. Great save by Jon Karlsson, who went down and made himself large and big, and he saved that from a psychologically important 3-1 goal. And now that gets psychologically important instead for Villa Lidköping not to let that in. They need to keep their game. They need to be able to remain calm, and they will definitely be able to do that as long as they're only down by 1 goal. Another corner though for Västerås. Keep an eye on the 4th shooter, Holmberg. done it before. He's doing it again, but it's saved. The ball was shot on the ice, coming right on the goalkeeper, who could just make a little parade there with his legs and keep it away from the goal. Villa Lidköping is that. Esplund is coming back on the ice for Villa Lidköping. Free stroke for Villa Lidköping, passing the ball backwards. Esplund coming up with the ball. And it will be Villa Lidköping's first corner now. Västerås had 3 of them. This will be Villa Lidköping's first one. Let's see here what they can do. This is a very good opportunity for Villa Lidköping to even things out. Bouncing ball all the way back to Villa Lidköping's side of the ice. Villa Lidköping now instead coming up. Well, they're keeping the ball within their team. They're once again returning to their calm way of playing. It doesn't matter if they're down by 1 goal. They're not stressing. They're not trying to change their game plan. They know that it's a good game plan and they'll continue with it as long as they can. Holmberg now for Västerås, their playmaker. Long ball, call offside though. Västerås on the side. Villa Lidköping down by 1 goal, 5 minutes left to play of the first half. This keeps happening now for a couple times. The Västerås coming up with a bunch of players, but the ball carrier gets stuck halfway on Villa Lidköping's side of the ice, and Villa Lidköping takes the ball back, play it away. This time though, Västerås is being rewarded with a free stroke. Ball coming in, landing right in front of the goalkeeper, but Villa Lidköping is bringing it away, and eventually now they get a free stroke to start things over. Shot outside, but that was a good one by Daniel Andersson, number 83 in Villa Lidköping. Also one of the guys to keep your eyes on. Johan Esplund, David Karlsson, and Daniel Andersson And I also think that Axel Ekholm's been very good this game. Very fast. Martin Johansson as well, contributing a lot. Well, Lidkoping is losing the ball there all of a sudden. Now Västerås can come with 3 guys. Holmberg passing I think he thought that, I think Holmberg believed that Jonas Nilsson was with him there, but he wasn't really looking, and the ball got stuck on a Lidkoping player, and what looked like to be a very dangerous situation turned out to be nothing when Lidkoping could take the ball back and start passing it within their team. Esplin now bringing the ball up like so many times before, actually attempting to finish, but the ball just gets stuck on the closest defender, and Västerås now coming with 4 guys against 6. Holmberg almost getting that ball from Folkesson, but instead Daniel Andersson now. When Västerås won the World Cup 2 years ago, Tobias Holmberg, number 8 in Västerås, was one of their best players in that tournament, and that is what we're seeing again in this cup. Here he is again, Holmberg, passing the ball. And Lidkoping, they did win the Swedish Cup, but they, like I said, they've never won the World Cup. They have also never won the Swedish Championship, and maybe this season they're looking strong enough to be able to do that. Swedish bandy this year is very exciting. Overall, a lot of good teams. Surprisingly, a couple of them got eliminated from this World Cup very early on. Boldness, for example, with Per Helmisch and Patrik Nilsson in their team, didn't qualify for the playoffs, and Edsbyn went the same path. Lidkoping, Västerås and Sandviken definitely look like the strongest Swedish teams in this tournament, and they also were the ones going to the semi-finals. Neftianik, the Russian team that Lidkoping beat in the semi-final, won last night against Yenisei in their quarterfinal. They were the only 2 remaining Russian teams in the tournament. Still strong though, with most of the best players from that country. But otherwise, Russian bandy has lost some of its glory. A lot of the teams that usually come to the World Cup have not been able to come this year. For example, Sorkij and Kuzbas. Only Baikal, Dynamo Moscow, Yenisei and Neftianik were here this year. Байкал-Энергия and the former awesome team Dynamo Moscow didn't qualify for the playoffs, and Dynamo Moscow didn't even win a single game in the group stage. So this cup is all about Swedish teams right now, and in this final, which now has had its first half played, Västerås is leading by 1 goal. It's 2-1 to Västerås against Lidkoping. and I'm very glad you're watching this World Cup final together with us. My name is Simon Isaksson, and I have been commenting all the games in this playoff so far, and I will finish this game up with you. And yeah, we'll see who will be with the winner in the end. Right now, Västerås is leading 2-1 after goals by Tobias Holmberg and Max Mortensson in Västerås and David Karlsson in Lidkoping. We'll be back soon for more fun.
Ja, mina damer och herrar, då ska vi förrätta dragning i 50-50-lotteriet. Och de som förrättar dragningen är Anna Nyblom och Magnus Holst. Jag lämnar ordet till Magnus.
Ja, Anna drar. Det är 13 555 kronor. Och Anna drar. Spännande. Det slutar på 9. Och sen är det en 2. Och första siffran är en 7. 7, 2, 9. 13 555 kronor hämtas i kassadisken när matchen är slut.
I'm not you. I am Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and I'm just warming up.
The game is at a tie since this is the final game. We will have a sudden death 2 by 10 minutes to settle this, and if it's still a tie, the game will go to a penalty shootout. But right now, Västerås is up 2-1 against Lidkoping. Blend. Wilson in Västerås now with the ball. Fast, good technique. Hold down, and I think we will have the first. Players sent out for a 6-minute penalty now. 3 minutes into second half. It is Martin Karlsson in Lidkoping who will sit 6 minutes. It's not 10 minutes in this tournament, it's only 6 minutes penalties because it's shorter games.
6 in Lidkoping, Martin Karlsson, 6 minutes penalty for tripping.
So it's for the tripping, and the Västerås now will have a power play, see what they will change, what Lidkoping will do. Look at the corner now. A lot of good shooters lined up. It's a tricky one. It's a little bit too tricky for Västerås too, who loses control over the ball, and Lidkoping can clear it out all the way back to Västerås' side of the ice. But now they're coming again. Distance shot. It's wide. So we are in Göransson Arena now, the stadium in Sandviken, the big indoor stadium, named after the founder of the steel company who this city was based on and still is. This stadium will also host the World Championships in bandy 2017. So the next World Championship, where countries like Sweden and Sweden, Finland, Norway, Russia, Kazakhstan, they all play here between January 29th and February 5th, 2017 in this stadium. And it is the first time in 3 years that the World Championship will be played in Sweden. It's been played in Russia the past 3 years, in 2014 in Irkutsk, in 2015 it was in Chabarovsk, and in 2016 it was in Ulyanovsk, and now it will be here at Jansson Arena in Sandviken in the coming spring. Västerås has a player in the penalty box as well now, so we're back on equal terms. 10 players against 10 players instead of Västerås having a power play. Here comes Västerås. Simon Folkesson is the player in Västerås, by the way, who was sent off for 6 minutes. And he will still sit for another couple of minutes after Lidkoping will play with full strength, which they will do in just a little while. Right now there's some upset feelings on the ice and in the booth, in Lidkoping's booth. They're not satisfied with what just happened there. Let's look at the rerun to see. It's a corner for Lidkoping. I don't know if we have some pictures of what just happened, or we'll do the corner first. Lidkoping now lined up, ready to go. Is this when they score the equalizer? It's a shot, but it's just covered by a Västerås player. And Västerås gain possession of the ball. Free stroke for Vetlanda. Daniel Andersson. Here is the cannonball, number 21 in Vetlanda. Axel Jakon very fast. He was going for it there, but then decided to turn around and keep the ball within the team instead. It was a smart move. Lidkoping will stick to their plan. They'll play, including a lot of their players, and they'll wait for the right opportunity to go instead of just wasting the ball. They still have it in their possession here, coming up on the side, attempting to get a corner, I believe, but against such a experienced defense as Västerås's and their goalkeeper Andreas Bergvall, it's hard to trick them. So far in this game, the teams have had equal number of corners for each. Lidkoping also is playing with their full strength now, so they have a power play. But this might be something for Västerås instead. Let's look at that. He's being, well, that's a great way of covering the goal. He was really going for it there, Jonas Nilsson, but the Vetlanda defenders did a great job pushing him away. Holmberg instead scores, and well, he's scoring his second goal this game. The Västerås crowd is feeling it right now. They have a guy in the penalty box. They're playing box play, yet despite that, Holmberg scores again. And just like that, it's a 2-goal game here. And Holmberg scores after yet another Västerås way of attacking with passing the ball in the penalty area, and like Lidkoping can do right away now. They almost scores, and it would have been the same as in the first half, when a goal by Västerås would be followed by a goal from Lidkoping. Now it's a corner instead, but look how close that was. That we saw a repetition of what happened in the first half, and also what happened in Västerås's quarterfinal and semifinal. They relaxed too much after they score a goal, and now Lidkoping has a corner. Shot covered. Lidkoping keeps the ball in possession though, but they're taking it easy. They know it's more than 15 minutes left of the game. They're only down by 2 goals. A lot can happen in bandy, especially when Lidkoping is playing. And here they get a free stroke on center ice. And the referee want to calm things down a little bit. People are getting a little bit more frustrated now in both teams. Västerås players might be a little bit frustrated because they can feel how close it is. They're 15 minutes away for another World Cup title. And the Lidkoping players, despite their calm, you can kind of tell that they get a little bit more stressed and frustrated, losing the ball a little bit too much right now. They're playing in the final, and they never won the World Cup before, and I think they really would like to. But the ball needs to be kept within their team, also on Västerås' side of the ice, and not only back on their own side. Västerås now feeling some fresh air. Collision between Esplund and Folkesson, resulting in Lidkoping getting the ball. No one is hurt in that situation. That's good. One of the key players in Västerås normally, Ted Bergström, is gone here. He's not playing this World Cup because of an injury. But despite not him playing, they are leading the World Cup final right now, and they are looking very strong. Lidkoping though with the shot. Cleared away by Västerås. Brilliantly played, but Lidkoping takes the ball back, being ripped down, and gets a free stroke. A late call from the referee. Free stroke in a pretty good position. Shot. Cleared away Västerås now. Free stroke instead. for Västerås. Touches a skate on one of the Villa players. Västerås will keep the ball in possession though. Villa Lidköping, they're trying and trying, but they're getting stuck on the beginning of Västerås' side of the ice, and then Västerås counter strikes and gets a good opportunity now on a corner. Here comes the ball, and well, no shot is fired, so to say. Västerås will just keep the ball. We'll be playing around. Västerås now on their way to their 7th World Cup title. Also, let's hear when they first. Let's see Västerås. The ball is coming in. Looked like offside, perhaps. I don't really know, but it just gets cleared to another corner. This is the World Cup for men. Let's not forget that there is also a World Cup for women. It starts October 28th on Friday, and it's played down in southern Sweden in Ale Arena, and the final will be played October 30th. Let's see, you're on the corner from Västerås first, before I tell you more about that. Well, Villa Lidköping, very experienced. They're clearing the ball very nicely there with their players rushing out from goal line. But the World Cup for women, the participating teams are Nässjö, Hammarby, Karby, Västerås, Sandviken, Skutskär, Skirö, Höviks, Mölndal, Record, and also Minneapolis. So we have American teams participating in that World Cup. We haven't seen that in the men's World Cup yet. But when it comes to the Women's World Cup, that is being played in Ale Arena between October 28th and October 30th, that will be American teams participating. Here in this final, Villa Lidköping and Västerås are playing. Västerås is up 3-1 when Villa Lidköping is taking a timeout to discuss what to do. It's 9 minutes remaining, and then also because of this timeout, at least 1.5 minute added time. They're down by 2 goals. They need to score at least twice to take this to a sudden death. So far in the tournament, there has not been a tied game in the playoffs, so we haven't had to go to the penalty shootouts. And in this final game, if there is a tied game, or if the game is tied in the final, there will be a sudden death first, and then, if not settled, a penalty shootout. But we're still in the regular game right now, so to say. It's 3-1 to Västerås against Lidkoping. Västerås is trying to secure their one of many World Cup titles, while Lidkoping is on the hunt for their first.
The referee at 1 minute and 30 seconds to the second half.
Last World Cup, Jenisej, the Russian team, won, but they lost the quarterfinal last night, past midnight, against Ефтяник. And Ефтяник went on to lose against Lidkoping. And now Lidkoping will try to beat the team who won World Cup 2 years ago, Västerås. But it is looking hard. They're still, they took a timeout now to change some things. But the model that Lidkoping has used during this whole tournament has been working. But this game, it hasn't really been working. They have gotten stuck in Västerås' defensive line, and I am thinking that it's not because of Lidkoping committing many mistakes that they're down by 2 goals. It's mostly due to the excellence of the Västerås Bandy team. They are the current Swedish champions when it comes to the Swedish league. They're also the team in Sweden with most championships. And now they're going to try to win another one here tonight. Andreas Bergvall in the quarterfinal against Hammarby saved the game for Västerås when doing a double save that was incredible. Hammarby got 2 great chances to score, but Andreas Bergvall showed why he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world when he saved his team 2 times in just a couple of seconds. And Västerås later then could go on and win that game by just 1 goal. So Andreas Bergvall's saves there were crucial. 5 minutes plus the added time left of this game. Supposed to be 2 minutes added time, I think. Lidkoping now can get closer to Västerås by scoring a goal, perhaps. No, Västerås clears the ball this time. Lidkoping will try again. Let's see, Lidkoping. Daniel Andersson now coming with speed, finding the really fast Axel Ekholm, but Esplin now with the ball, trying to get it in, getting stuck. Cleared away by Västerås, and they Lidkoping, when they're attacking now after the timeout, they're trying to lift their whole team up. They're using a lot of players on Västerås' side of the ice. They're not trying to hold anything back. Now Lidkoping, David Karlsson with a great opportunity. Corner. 6 minutes left, if you include the added time. 2 goals needs to be scored by Lidkoping if they don't want to lose this. And it's time now to score the first one of those in this corner. Ball's coming in, David Karlsson outside. Västerås just trying to waste some time, I think. I don't think they're going to waste any opportunities, though. Like this one. This is a great one coming in from the side. Great opportunity to score, but the ball is bouncing around, and instead Villa Lidköping will get it. Esplund now. Well, they can't get their attacks going, really. It's been a very nice final game, by the way. Only one player each from both teams have been sent out for those 6 minutes. Otherwise, no penalties. Free stroke for Villa Lidköping. Esplund trying to pass the ball to one of his teammates, but he looks the wrong way when he makes the pass, and the ball just goes out of bounds. Bergvall throws the ball in, and now instead Västerås has a good chance to do something. They're in Villa Lidköping's penalty area. Important save by Jon Karlsson, but the referees are calling it a corner for Västerås instead, and Jon Karlsson, who was about to throw the ball in because he thought it was out of bounds, gets a little bit upset with the referees and trying to discuss with them, while the Västerås players are lining up for a corner instead. Fourth shooter is Tobias Holmberg. Let's see if he's taking another shot, or if number 9, Jonas Nilsson, will do it. It's actually number 4 who shoots, Andreas Brun, and I don't know if you can see that, but that ball was dancing on the goal line for almost a full second before a Villa Lidköping player realized what was about to happen and could clear away. Esplund again. Free stroke for Villa Lidköping. And we're soon playing in the additional time here. Supposed to be 2 minutes at a time. It's 10 seconds until then. I'm getting more and more confident offside on Villa Lidköping there. I'm getting more and more confident that Västerås will be able to win this. It's only 2 minutes left now. They're up by 2 goals. And you will need a real, true miracle if you would like Villa Lidköping to win this. Västerås are playing very nice bandy right now. Esplund misses the goal. That was a good opportunity to get that miracle, but Esplund, which is probably the player, the best player in Villa Lidköping today, is not even hitting the goal with that shot. Holmberg, I think, would be the best player in the whole tournament.
Efter matchen kommer det ske en prisceremoni här nere på isen där bägge lagen ställer upp. Så ni stannar gärna kvar på prisceremonin.
The Västerås supporters are happy. And that's an insane goal right there. It's Västerås killing this game completely when Simon Johnson is doing one of the more beautiful goals World Cup, and they're celebrating in front of their fans. Standing ovation as the players celebrate right in front of their fans. And look at this again here. Boom. And it's 4-1 Västerås. And it's over. Västerås have won the World Cup 2016 in Sandviken. And they are doing it against Villa Lidkoping that played a phenomenal tournament. But in the final, Västerås was the strongest team. And they are really deserving this. They did a great game. They did a great tournament. Tobias Holmberg, one of the better players in this tournament, scored a couple of goals in this game. And it is now time for some celebration for the green and white fans, while the blue fans, who at least won the Swedish Cup this preseason, will go and maybe cry a little bit. I don't know. This has been a nice tournament. Good one. A lot of goals scored, a lot of good games. The host team Sandviken didn't get to the final, so there weren't not that many people. There were not that many people on the stands in this final game, but there are a lot of Västerås fans here and Villa Lidkoping fans. The Villa Lidkoping fans are also giving their team an applause. Some applause as the Västerås players are also celebrating together with their supporters. Here comes the trophy, the World Cup trophy, and it will be given to Västerås СКA, one of the best bandit teams in the world in history, and they're proving it now by winning the World Cup. Now they're all just lined up, waiting for the trophy, the World Cup trophy. Last year it went to the Russian team Yenisei. This year it will go to Västerås СКA. They're getting it back. They won the tournament 2 years ago. They didn't do it last year, but they're doing it again tonight.
World Cup 2016. Now it's time for the prize ceremony of World Cup 2016, executed by the representatives from Federation of International Bandy. Vice President Mr. Arne Anderstedt, Mr. Su from the Chinese Bandy Federation, and Mr. Magnus Holst, Chairman of SAIC Bandy. We start with the Fair Play Prize, Fair Play 2016. This year's Fair Play Prize goes to the team that correctly acted to referees and opponents. Their physical play is fair, and the team give and take punches without reinforces or discusses with the referee. The winner is Team Neftianik, represented by Erik Sävström.
Neftianik wins. The Russian team Neftianik, who fell short in the semi-final against Lidkoping, is rewarded a prize for being the fair play team of the tournament. And Erik Sävström,
5,000 Swedish crowns.
Erik Sävström is getting 25,000 crowns
And
for his club.
second prize, 60,000 Swedish crowns from CCM, goes to Villa Lidkoping. And stor applåd.
And Villa Lidkoping is rewarded with 60,000 crowns. One of the fair play teams of this tournament. They're playing each other both in the group stage and in the semi-final, Villa Lidkoping and
First prize, a car, Skoda Fabia from Bilmetro Sandviken, to value of 150,000 Swedish crowns, goes to Västerås Sports Club.
first prize in the tournament, like you saw here in the game, goes to Västerås, and here they get their trophy. They will be able to celebrate with their fans. They also got the car there behind them.
Västerås Sports Club. Och vi vill rikta ett stort tack till samtliga funktionärer samt publik som gjort denna turnering möjlig. Stort tack!
Västerås wins the World Cup 2016. They're celebrating with their fans. They are the best team in the world right now, and we will see how they do in the Swedish Championships that starts just in a couple of weeks. This weekend no one could beat them. We'll see in March when it comes to the Swedish final, in the Swedish League Championship final, if Västerås will win also there. My name is Simon Isaksson, and I have been with you here this whole playoffs, the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals here from the Jansson Arena in Sandviken, Sweden. I'm very happy to have been with you here, and I wish you all a very good Sunday night. Och för er Västerås-supportrar så vill jag bara säga grattis. I just want to say thank you to all of you and congratulations to the Västerås supporters and the Västerås team. Have a good night.